What? I'm gonna walk by like a and not realize there's a camera right there? What up, everybody? Let's go! So, here we go. Let's hit the cabin site up. It's a big day. Big day. Let me try my hand at being cinematic, huh? Let's see how that goes. Hit it. Oh, come on! Come on! Hurry! All right, everyone, let's go clear a cabin build site. What do you say? Just a little bit of fun there. You know, we'll see if I can increase my skills a little bit with that little fun segment. Woo! Yeah, this is an exciting time. Finally, 3 years in. 3 years into owning my property, and I'm finally about to take down my first tree at the cabin site. So this is a big moment. The last 2-3 weeks I've been realizing that this time is here. I've done everything prep with the land and in my own life as well. Not that it takes 3 years of land prep to do this. I've also been kind of living my life and dealing with a lot as well too. So here I am. But to be honest, the excitement of finally getting this momentum going and this project going, I mean my home, my future home, yeah, that excitement is clouded with wanting to do well on YouTube. So definitely I think about what I need to do out here, but I also think about wanting to succeed on this platform. And it's become a goal, right? Like at first, the whole reason how I got out here was, you know, losing my job. Oh shit, a snake. Whoa. Okay. Just a little garter snake. Wow. Oh, I'm in the sun. There you go. It's all good, bud. Oh shit, he's turning around. No, it's all good. It's all good, dude. Whoa. And this is the thing with animals, right? They don't want confrontation. You don't want confrontation. And we both kind of startled each other. And I wanted to capture more footage of him as he was retreating. And sure enough, the guy turns around and is getting ready in a defensive attack position. So yeah, because as he was retreating, the threat was still advancing, which was me. So yeah, having lost my job, you ask what you want to do with your life and where you want to take it, and what else could you do out there now that you got this freedom and this chance and this opportunity to do something else. Everyone else I know that lost their job at the same time that I did, and there were hundreds. It was brutal. I went into the cannabis industry, and through that industry, I learned the end-to-end process of that industry. And you can become a sole proprietor, a micro cultivator. And so that's what I wanted to do, is to go into work for myself, right? Grow a plant I enjoy growing. And truth be told, if jalapenos were more valuable than cannabis, I'd be growing jalapenos, because I've been growing jalapenos twice as long as cannabis. So it just so happens it's a more valuable plant per gram. So yeah, I went into that industry, and after 13 months there and getting harassed out of it in a very terrible way, the kind of way where Thursday night you go to bed, you get no sleep at all because of the stress of work, and then you go into work with your sunglasses on and just start firing in every direction. And that I did. So once in my life, yeah, I told 2 bosses off right to their faces. So it felt good, and that's the fiery lion inside me. I don't regret it at all. I'm very proud of it. People say, oh, you know, you're going to burn bridges. And I've reflected over my life as I'm going through this midlife reflection. I'm actually pretty damn good at building bridges. So I can burn as many as I want. I'm not going to have that cavalier attitude, but I'm also not going to be afraid of burning a bridge. So yeah, I ended up wanting to become a sole proprietor, micro cultivator of cannabis, just run my own show, right? Imagine pulling $75,000 a year just growing a plant, 50 plants, 50 to 75 plants. Imagine making 75K a year just working peacefully in an environment like this. No boss, just it's you. You got to do everything in the operation, yes, but it's better than working on someone else's dream. So that's one of the quotes I heard is, if you're not working on your dream, you're working on someone else's. And working for someone is you're ultimately working on someone else's dream. So in researching what it would take to run my own business out here, and I went deep. I studied a solid year doing that, and I have over a year industry experience. I realized I would have to get a rural property like this, and then I fell into the whole off-grid space. And then the cabin became the ultimate goal. I knew I needed a place to live if I'm going to grow crops here, right? So I said, oh, let me build my own home, my own cabin. I love that. I love the outdoors. And through learning about the whole off-grid, self-reliant homestead space, I'm like, oh, this is a whole thing. Like, this is a whole lifestyle. Like, this is actually what I want. And then you get into all of that, and the cannabis pushes off to the side. And the cabin is the ultimate goal, where I'm going to live the whole lifestyle, lower bills, less pressure, less stress, more happiness, gratification. Like, this is it. And then you realize, oh, wow, look, there's people documenting it on YouTube. Maybe I can do that, because I got to make money somehow. And I'll tell you, doing the cannabis, it's probably a couple of years of jumping through hoops to get all that done. It'd be worth it in the end, but it's a lot of work. Whereas YouTube, it's as easy as pointing a camera at yourself and then uploading it. It actually gets easier than that. So one of my frustrations here is that, yeah, I'm talking about the whole anti-work and escaping the rat race and that whole angle. That's the big sort of frustration in my life. I never found what I was good at or what my purpose is or my meaning, and that's why I'm out here. I'm trying to discover all of that, and it's difficult, and I'm honest about it. The man's got you under the thumb and all of that stuff, right? And you got no personal life left over, and you're questioning your purpose. Like, is this all I'm doing in life, is just working and paying bills? And so there's a guy out there who uses his cell phone to do his YouTube channel, and he just sits in his car and bitches about work. And it's good stuff that he's saying, but there's no effort in that. There's absolutely no effort in that. I'll ask you guys a question. When you put in a full 8.5, 9, 10 hours of work, and you commute back home, is it easy to bitch about your job? Is it easy to bitch about your job? And the people there, or the management, or the rules, or the pay, or just anything about your job? Is it easy to bitch about your job? Yes, it is. Is it easy to just press record on your cell phone that you've always had, instead of going out and actually buying a camera and learning how to use it? Is it easier to record using your cell phone? Yes, it is. And that's what kind of kills me sometimes, is I look at the low effort others are making, and how they're killing it and the high effort I'm putting out here and not making it. So if you read the description of week 37. Anyways, what a happy starting, eh? But this is me. I have both that happiness, as you saw at the start of this video, and this kind of depth. So, I got a happy song lyric and a sad song lyric. Okay. Let's go with the sad one first, since I'm in that cloud. And who's with me on this? But don't be too mopey. Too old to die young. Too young to live alone. There's a lot to unpack there in that one song lyric. Vampire Weekend's Capricorn. I only discovered them a few years ago. But someone commented on that lyric, and I read the lyric and understood it. And most of you may not understand it, and that's good. I want that variety. I want you guys to kill it in your own life. Part of what I'm doing out here is addressing that lyric before I even read that lyric. It's midlife. What's your purpose? What's your meaning? What's your gratification? On the angle of, you're single and childless in a society that highly values. You've won a vacation for a trip of 4. 4. Oh, 2 spouses and 2 kids. It's always a vacation for 4 or for 2. It always is. Not that my life has always gone that way, but this is how I find myself at this point in life, right? The culmination of experiences, which leads to insights and wisdoms, and you know what you want out of life, and you're trying to find what you want out of life, and you want more depth, more meaning, more substance. So I'm here, and I talk a lot, and I gotta sort of cut down on that, so I'm gonna end it there. Anyone identify with the pain of that lyric and understand it? So this guy's gonna get me through a lot. I'm gonna have to sharpen the chain at some point very soon, because I've not sharpened it once. I've got the whole kit for it, but time to take down my first tree. Tree number 1, first one. Yeah, it's a pretty shitty wedge. Whew. I think I'm gonna have to do a lot better than that. Look how tiny that diameter is. That's nothing. That's nothing. And whew, I gotta do much better so I know which way it's gonna fall. I can't be under there like that to the last second. Not the best, but it's a standing dead one anyways. There you go, here's my first tree. One of 50, I'm counting. Some of them, like this guy over here, is deadly. Look at this monster. Like, you can see through this thing. Look at that. It's ready to go, but it still has growth. It's still alive, but a lot of it is busted. Like this end branch right there is ready to go. Yeah, so what I can hope for is if I take down this big one over here, look at that big guy. If I take down this one, or one's just right around the corner there, I gotta hope maybe it'll hit some of this and help me take this tree down. The fun song lyrics about to come on. One more drink, she said. I think I'm losing my head now. Tonight we make bad memories. Yeah. What does that mean? You mean regretful memories? Or fun ones upon reflection on your deathbed? Terrible miss. Oh. No! No! Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo! Look how close that was. Are you kidding? Oh, 4th and inches, yeah! I'm gonna have to burn this soon or take down these trees at some point because this is gonna get nasty. Knowing me. All right, let's continue bucking up this log here. Day 2 here, and I'm about to take down my third tree. It's this one right here. It's pretty straight. It's a fairly small one, and it's actually right where I want to build my cabin site, or build my cabin. And I'm standing beside it, and I'm seeing how well rooted it is. You can see that it's almost got like hooves. It's nice and solid. And I look straight up at it, like, yeah, it's got growth and pretty healthy. I'm just gonna take a chainsaw to this. So I'm in my head right now, and I'd rather feel sad about taking down a tree than sad about myself, or upset, or angry, mad. I uploaded week 37. Poor results as usual. I predicted it. I actually have text in there saying that I think this video will get 175 views. In the first day, it's got 74. So the second day never does better than the first day. I won't get 175, like I said, which requires confrontation and change. I don't know, but I'm just gonna work and, like I said, take down that tree. Yeah. YouTube sucks. Let's get to work. Finally! Woo! All right, well, as trees do, it got caught. So I'm gonna have to pull that down or drag it or cut it or get a rope and yank on it. So, that went pretty well. I don't know how low down to cut these things. I just figure I could always come back and cut more if I have to. But yeah, I got my first wedge. Where did it go? Here it is. Look at that. I actually nailed the first one. That's not bad, eh? Yeah, cool. So, time to pull this down and start bucking it up. Come on. Oh. All right. So, total botch job here. I didn't aim it exactly as I wanted it to. It hit this tree here. I've got a nice big gap right there. But yeah, I botched it up badly. I got my chainsaw binded twice in here. Once here, and then again up here. I'm gonna have to tighten the chain, look at the manual and see how that's done. But yeah, I'm trying to take this tree down here, but it hit another tree, which is gonna happen. And yeah, I really got to learn this. I think my angle was messed up. This was the problem. I was going perpendicular with it, right? I was going on an angle like that, perpendicular to it, when I should have gone straight up and down like this. and then this log will just drop straight down. I think that's how it goes anyways. And you're gonna get your chainsaw pinched, which is what happened to me. So here we go. I'm gonna do a little bit of a service on the chainsaw here. What I gotta do, and it'll be really obvious. Look at that chain sag. So I've got to tighten up my chain, and they say in order to do it, you've got to loosen these two bolts and then hand tighten it, raise this bar up, and then tighten the chain by turning clockwise, and then tighten this back up, make sure the chain moves without the brake on. So let's see what we can do. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up because it's a bit messy. I may sharpen it too. I'll see. But yeah, I've got my broom, my chimney sweep broom here. And it's pretty good because the bristles have been frayed and scorched. So they're nice and hard and all over the place. And this will scrub out the chainsaw real nice here. So probably should put a glove on when you're working right by that sharp chain there. Look at that, eh? Slice your hand right open. Ugh. Okay. That wasn't bad at all, but this thing's got good torque. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, we want hand tight, back this way, hand tight. Yeah, the bar's got some move. Clockwise. Wow, that is awesome. Look at it go up. It's got to be a millimeter. Okay, let's tighten this now. Okay. Spins without the brake. Okay. Let's see how sharp these things are now. Oh, they're pretty sharp. Certainly after clearing the cabin site, this will need a sharpening job. And I've got the tools for that too. I'm ready to do it. Apparently you can do it in 10 minutes, you know? Yeah. Much better. Much, much better. You know what's wild? Is I've got multiple places to actually work. Like, yeah, I was doing the chainsaw maintenance right there on the tent pad, but I've also got a whole workbench in my shed. I've got 2 trucks with 2 tailgates that I can work from, and I've got my screened-in porch with benches that I can work from too. So 1, 2, 3, I got 5 places I can do little maintenance jobs like that. So awesome. I think what I want to do is I want to do the brake job and tire change for my pit bike. I want to do that there in the screened-in porch, listen to a podcast. We'll get to that point. I also got to give it its first oil change. I've owned it since 2015. So 10 years I've ripped that bike on and off, and it's never had an oil change. Oh boy. That's going to be some sludge coming out there, and not a lot either. What up, everyone? I'm back. It's been about a week since I was last out filming. I've been working at the cabin site, taking more trees down. Whoa, Mr. Frog, what is up? Or Mr. Toad? Hey, pal. Yeah. Let's take a look at the progress, what I've got done. All the leaves are falling, which is really nice. It's pretty. Covering the ground, got a lot of raking to do. And makes for some very picturesque sights. Especially when you go driving around the area along the highways. Just a beautiful mix of plant life and vegetation and trees, all sorts of species. You see all kinds just driving around the area here. Incredible. So, look who brought his green chair out. This is kind of special because I had this chair in the city. Just sit on the edge here. Yeah, I had this chair in the city. My parents bought it for me, and it was like this really sky blue color. It just didn't belong in the backyard, that color. So I spray painted it green, a nice green. And yeah, I had that in the city and then stored it temporarily when I sold my house, and then brought it out to this property. And I guess I'll throw some clips or some pictures of where this chair's been on the property, but it was at my first campsite. Lugged it out there, not that it's heavy or anything like that, and then brought it out to my tent pad eventually when I built that and got the bell tent there, and then brought it out to my trailer, my screened-in porch. I have a second chair there actually, and now I've moved it here. So here it is out in the forest by my cabin site, and just dropped my camera. You see now, as I was approaching the chair, you guys saw that the camera was on the edge there, and now you see it on the ground. And yep, you know how many times I've dropped that camera here? I mean, I was shooting pucks at it too. Okay, so let's see what we got. Look who's been busy. I've started stacking some logs. Now these are like, I don't know, these are 4 to 6 feet long. I don't know what I was doing. I just started bucking the log up, and I didn't want to cut it into small pieces like this guy here. These all actually split with an axe, but I didn't want to cut these up into small pieces in case I wanted to build with them, like do some bushcraft furniture. Like bushcraft furniture is awesome, right? And who knows, maybe I could use them for posts. Just I wanted to keep them a bit of a length like this until I can decide what to do. And then I realized, I'm like, oh my god, I still need like longer logs for construction or for just in case. And so I've got some of these here, and you can see they're pretty long, pretty heavy too. I don't know, like I don't have the tools to move these things, like the hooks and stuff like that. So it's just be careful with your back and use your arms, and you know, if you can roll it or teeter it. But oh man, this stuff is heavy, really heavy. Yeah, so you can see I've got some stumps around here now. Look at these 4 I had to take down so close together right by my brush pile here that I want to burn. I can't burn it because these trees were here, right? So I had to cut these down, and they were all close together, and the land's kind of sloped here. So I still have this last one to do, and then I can start burning this brush pile, and I'll leave this tree because it's far enough away, and start bringing this pile over and feeding this one once it gets down. And once I can start burning, that'll be great, because then it'll start clearing this area up, right? And I really have my my sponsor Atmosphere to thank for that, you know, like to burn all the brush here and the wood there, which cleans up this land. You know, it's the Atmosphere that's hooking me up Yeah, look at this guy over here. This is this is funny. Like it actually, it's like a lever and it moves. When the pretty lady trees are around, this guy goes up like this. And then once they go, yeah. Take a look at all the wedges I've been collecting. Been nailing them. Pretty big one there, even little small guys too. So I've been getting better at doing these wedges and falling trees and adjusting where I do the back cut. You know, that back cut's got to be a couple inches higher than the hinge, and that wasn't the case. Like, look at, you know, this was my first one right here, and that's like a flush cut. And over here I got a little bit better, but still that's like almost a flush cut. That's the back cut is in line with the hinge, and it's got to be an inch or two higher. And when you get to here, look at this. Let's see if we go down like that. See, it's a little bit better. You can actually see that there's you know, I did the back cut a bit higher. So, and then over here, really good. Look at that. That's not too bad. Maybe I could have made it a little bit lower. And then, yeah, look at this guy. These two are flush. Like, are you kidding me? This is how your chainsaw gets binded and caught. Not the best. So I've gotten better. I've got those stumps over there too. And I'll tell you, like, I think everyone goes through it when they're falling trees for the first time. When you nail it in the direction you want it to fall, wow, is that just a great, like, happy personal achievement, right? Just to yourself, loudly or quietly. And it's loudly when I'm out here in the forest like this. And yeah, that stupid YouTube game, you know, a little part of me is like, oh, I wish I filmed it. And that's what's not cool, man. Like, doing YouTube takes away from some of the natural joys you should just be having. And I experienced it. I had that great joy. I was so happy when I fell that tree right in the direction I wanted it to, but I wish I caught it because I truly celebrated. Like, it was a organic, natural moment. And I just gotta have some of those moments to myself and not worry about filming. So I gotta fall this guy, and they're all so different, right? Because you gotta look up, look at how many branches there are, which directions they're going, where the weight is. Is there a lean on the tree or a curve on the tree, a bend? How's the land? Is it on a slope? Because I got a lot of trees on slopes here. Is it pretty level? So yeah, you just can't notch it anywhere and expect it to fall in that direction. Not that I should be talking, but I am out here. I am out here learning, and what I'm learning is I don't think you can just notch it in any direction. You got to work with its natural lean and which way it's bending and wants to fall, and work with the land. So what I would like to do is fall this guy right down the middle there. So there's 2 trees there and 2 trees there. It's very narrow, but it's a straight shot down, and that'd be perfect to land it there. We'll see if I can, or I could land it in this direction. It's pretty clear there. If I do land it down that way, then I can cut the top off and leave it there. That's what I've been doing, because whatever build site you have, you have to have a perimeter, right? You just can't have your whole land as your cabin site. It's just too big. This eastern white right here, this giant guy, look how massive that is. Beautiful. This guy's my perimeter. So everything on that side, I'm just going to leave it. And I've fallen some trees here, and yeah, you just take the chainsaw, cut it and toss it and leave them there. So, but eventually this is all stuff you've got to, like, address years down the road if you want to have a nice, beautiful park-like property, you know, like I see on real estate sites. Oh, I tell ya, the other half, man. The other half. All right, let's do it. Biggest one yet for me. Nothing like putting in some work, some time and effort and energy into your future home so it becomes a home. Doing all this work, and when it's all done, it's gonna feel real nice. It's just amazing how quickly comfortable you can get with a new area of your land. Ugh. There we go. This was a fairly complicated cut. Look, it had two other trees, actually three. This one I was able to just break it off, and these two I had to cut before this main one, and it was very difficult to do back cuts on these ones, right? I mean, I really couldn't. I had to do like these weird side cuts. But yeah, the wedge I cut out of this, way too deep. Look, this tree was hanging on by that amount. It's amazing how little trees can hang on by. But yeah, it was just hanging on by that amount. I need to come in steeper on my angle. I'm coming in way too shallow, so I need to come in a little bit more steeper and not notch it out so much. But yeah, that was a complicated one. Also, my chain has binded up. I think it's too tight, or it's run out of bar oil perhaps. I hope it's just run out of bar oil, but I recently filled it up. But yeah, it's very stiff, and eventually when you're pulling the throttle, the chain just doesn't even go. So I'm gonna take this to the shed. gotta stay here and maintain this. Should have raked first. What happened there? I don't even want to talk about. Oh man. What I saw in a 3-minute span. What I saw in a 3-minute span. Okay. Let's go fetch a pail of water. Bit of a natural path here. Whoa. Find a spot. Okay. That's some dirty creek water right there. I guess the next time you'll see me, I'll be forming out the cabin footprint 20 by 20. Hammering the stakes and the string, measuring it out and the footers, and lugging out the blocks and the gravel and getting a foundation in place. So lots more trees to cut down. I'll be busy here for another 2-3 more weeks. Later.